Okay, here we are. We are going to start off with this. Give me a lever long enough and a place to stand, and I shall move the world, by Archimedes. So the idea behind today and what we're going to talk about today is that if you do certain things, you will get certain results. When you do other things, you will get other results. So what does that mean for us and why is that important? Well, if you are a revenue generating professional, meaning that how you show up, your ability to follow up, to execute, to come with an energy that is the best version of yourself energy and focus on the things that are revenue generating activities, the likelihood of you being able to go from zero to hero is exponentially more greater. And so what we want to focus on today is what are some of those leveraging activities, leverage those long, if you do it once, it's going to have that much greater of an impact. The 80-20 Pareto's law, the few actions that create the most results, however you want to say it. What's the one thing that makes the rest of the day easier or all other potential activity irrelevant? So think about it. What does that look like in your life, right? It could be something like very, very small outside of business, because we want to think about in terms of just your own activity itself. So say you want to lose weight. Well, what is the one thing that kind of actually burns the most fat? Is it lifting weights? Yeah. Is it walking? Absolutely. Is it the combination? 100%. So if you wanted to do something, is it running? Not necessarily. Is that good for your cardio? Yes. Is it best for fat burning? No. So if there is one thing you could do versus all the other things that you are doing, what would that one thing be doing? Think about it in terms of sleep. If you get enough sleep, how do you feel throughout the day? More energized, more vitalized, right? Like you can take on the world. If you don't get enough sleep, how do you feel? So sleep is a really high leverage activity because it impacts so many other things. It's a keystone habit. You do that one thing, you exercise, you sleep, you drink a lot of water, and you eat well, and it has the trickle effect into every other area of your life. So keystone habits are leveraged activities. If you think about in your business, what's the one needle mover? You got to ask that for yourself, answer that for yourself. Because what you want to do is you want to focus on doing that one lever first before anything else. Is it all important? Possibly. But what is it that's going to help you move whatever it is that you're trying to drive forward? What is it? Write it in the comments. I'm curious. Sometimes it's getting people to do the things that you don't want to do. Or not that you don't want to do, but it isn't the best use of your time doing it. For example, building a website, building out your back end, building out your entire system. It takes a long time to learn it. It takes a long time to execute it. How quickly could you pay someone else to do it? Is there a way you could go out and make some money so that you can pay somebody else to do the thing, to go from zero to hero faster? That's a form of leverage. If you're choosing to do the thing, how much time is that going to take you? Is that worth doing it? I've done all of these. This is how I know. I've built out a website a few different times. I've done all these different activities to come full circle with knowing that right now I'm back to building specifically a speaking business, right back to the start. So when I'm looking at marketing, when I'm looking at sales, when I'm looking at delivery, and when I want to eventually think about scaling, right now I'm thinking about what's the way that I can go from zero to hero faster. I've paid someone for a sizzle reel. I've paid someone to help me build out the back end while I'm working on other things that are higher leverage than my time being spent on that. You might not have money, you say. Okay, go find some. There is so much out there. Claim yours. And it can be mowing lawns. It can be handyman work if that's what you're into. It can be literally doing anything else that somebody else doesn't want to do. If you enjoy that more, or that is a faster way from 0 to hero, and this is me just speaking from my own personal, what I have done. Other people may disagree. That's cool. This is just what is working for me. Is there are certain things that I can do to generate revenue quicker than spending the time learning how to build out a bunch of things now at this point. When it comes to ads, I'm going to be having some support around that as well. There are just certain things at this point I have identified, knowing my personality. So you got to know who you are. Self-awareness is the number one most important thing ever. Know who you are. Know where your natural skill sets and abilities lie. Know that other people can do the thing, and it's okay to lean into them to help you do that thing. It's amazing to know about the thing, I'll be honest. Again, you spend a lot of time learning. Could that be spent doing other things? 100%. Depends on how fast you want to get there. It's also important to enjoy the ride. So ultimately, at the end of the day, it really does come down to your goals. At the end of the day, it really does come down to your goals. So that being said, what is a high leverage activity? Write it in the comments. If you write it in comments, I'll see it because I just added it to the stage. I'm using StreamYard right now to be able to send this live out to a few different places. I make some mistakes. I was just on Instagram 6 minutes ago. I didn't start Instagram. See how that works out. Is that the end of the world? Absolutely not. Am I here showing up? Absolutely. Why? Because this activity fuels so much other thing for what I'm doing. So getting up and going live every day is a form of accountability for me. It's actually a high leverage activity because one, it makes me very, very full to be able to share and talk about the things that I'm the most passionate about, which is mindfulness and mindset and goals, right? In the morning, it's really about centering. It's about gratitude. It's about intentions. It's about journaling. It's about getting ready for the day. And that looks very different to a lot of people. And I've tried all the different things. Cold plunging works. Going live works. The feeling that I can help somebody so early in the morning works. Do you think when my alarm goes off at 5 a.m. I'm excited about it? Absolutely not. But I'd like to be, but I'm not. But that's okay. But then by 5:05, I have my affirmations on, starting to come into wake. And by 5:10, I'm like, all right, let's do this. And then by the time I've done it, 5:45, I'm like, yeah, let's do the day. Next thing you know, I'm reading, filling out my goals, getting stuff ready for the 7:45 session, all positive. That one habit, it specifically is not revenue generating, has had a massive increase in my overall production in other areas of the life. So keystone habit. So what are those for you? What are those high leverage activities that you can work on, particularly in sales? If you're a revenue generating professional and you're wanting to work on sales, cold calls, follow-ups, right? I think one of the things that I learned the most on my 2-year journey is I meet all these incredible people, but I didn't really follow up. What a waste. The money's made in the follow-up. But even more, we all have that initial like, oh yeah, it's so great to meet you. But then the following up is when you get to further deepen that relationship and that connection, because you probably had an amazing, if you're like me, you had an amazing experience meeting people at all the different events that you've been to, all the different conferences. I mean, man, what a heck of a journey this has been the last couple of years since I've gone nomadic from leaving Qatar. I couldn't be more grateful. Literally could not be more grateful. I never would have been able to plan it, how that journey was going to unfold. And here I am now in Vegas, so grateful for these beautiful mornings, getting to look at trees in front of me. Cool weather, which I would not suspect that, into about like midday on this balcony, not out there. Oh, there it's hot, just like Qatar. And here it's nice. Again, what are those high leverage activities? How are you setting up your everyday that you're able to get on whatever platform it is that you're looking to build relationships on, that you're able to go out and seek and find your clients? Where are your leads hiding? Right? Because remember, if you have something to offer them, you're offering something to somebody in exchange for a value that they probably really wish they had. Or if they didn't know that they wish that they had, wouldn't that be so cool if they knew they had it, but they didn't know they needed it, but then suddenly they had it, and how great would that be for their life? So that's something, when taken serious, you can really use. The trainings that I'm doing, I'm still building them out. Man, they're close. And I'm so excited to be able to take now this forward into the world and to be able to see how many people that I can help by helping them optimize, by helping them energize their life, focus, execute. It's huge. We all need that support. If you don't, good on you. But if you're watching this, it's possibly that you might. And that's what I'm here for. So that being said, go ahead and start the day and say, think about your highest leveraging activities. What is it that you could do that will generate more results than anything else? The key is not to prioritize what's on your schedule, but to schedule your priorities. So these high leverage priorities, how can you schedule in those priorities to make sure that no matter what your day looks like, no matter what comes for you or at you or for you, life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. How can you make sure that you're prioritizing what you need to? List your make a comment. What's the number one single highest lever action that you can do first for today as we approach the 8 o'clock PST hour? What's one task that will make the rest easier? What's the busy work that you're hiding in? And what needle movers are you avoiding? You can answer those either on a sheet of paper to yourself. I think you'll find you'll have the energy to dive right in and tackle your highest leverage activity. Remember, my friends, your life, your journey, your choice. Go confidently in the direction of your dreams and live the life you imagine. Have a highly productive day. Cheers.